Hi everyone. Today I want to show you how to do a Minky Cam coaster from the Cottage Panel zipper bag. And whenever you get these panels, she also has coasters. There's usually about 4 of them on there. And she will go ahead and do them with your bias around the edge here. She'll have you either machine or hand stitch a design, your little background on here, do the bias around it, flip it over, and you can either sew or hand stitch the binding down. What I wanted to do was to see if I could do this in IQ Designer. So I wanted to give it a try. So what I have done over here is, now if you have a 9.5 or 8.5 by 14 hoop, you can do 2 of these at one time. I don't have the desk space to do the 14-inch. I can do the 12, and the 12 wouldn't fit 2 of these little coasters in my hoop here. So I'm doing one coaster. I'm in an 8 by 8 hoop here. I have just regular batting on the bottom here, and then I have the design right here on top. I have mesh stabilizer, and I have used 505 spray to adhere to the mesh and the fabric to adhere to the batting right here. So what I want to do now is I want to take a photo of this or a scan so that I can do my circle and I can turn this into a coaster. But then what I want to do is go ahead and do an envelope back on the coaster. And I like to do things like this so that whenever people buy my table toppers in my eBay store, I always give them a free gift. And usually the free gifts are little coasters or their little zipper bag or anything that is real cute that I have made that I don't want to put up for sale. And this is going in there for one of those. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to scan my design here in IQ Designer. So the first thing I want to do is to go into IQ Designer. So click here. And then I want to scan this. So let's see, I don't know why this is bobbling like that. Go up to my scan button. I want image scan, and I want to scan. Yes, click OK. And you will see that my machine over here is scanning. And we'll go back over here. Do this so I can get the deals out. Now, to make this darker, you're going to click this little button here, and that will make your image darker so that you can see it. So what I want to do next is to create a circle because I want a placement line. So I'm going to go into shapes right here. I want number 11 for a circle. I want to click OK down here. All right, it's a little bit past that, but that will be okay because we're going to put a little fabric around it for a little border, so it doesn't have to be exact. I just want close. I'm going to come in just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, a little more this way. And then I'm going to quit on it. This gets too tedious. All right, that's close enough. Now the next thing that I want to do, we want, let's go ahead and push OK. And let's change this. We want this to be a placement line. So I'm going to go up to line properties. I do want a straight stitch here, and I'm going to choose red. This is going to be a placement line, so okay. Go to the bucket right here, touch on the line and turn it red. I saw that it turned it red. You probably couldn't see it right there, but it did turn it red. Let me go to 200. See, that's red right there. And I want to save this. This is going to be my placement line. So I want memory, save to the machine, go next. I want to change the stitch length to 100, 5 clicks, OK, set, and OK. And I have my first placement line right here to stitch out. Now the next thing that I want to do, I have that saved, so I'm going to pull this back up because we want to do a fancy fill on this. So I am going to go down to add, and I want to go back into IQ Designer, go up here to the arrow with the pocket. I want to pull that circle back up again that I saved. Here it is right here. Click OK. I want to go to line properties. I want to do no sew. Click OK. Go to the bucket. Click on the line to turn it gray. Then I'm going to go right over here to fill properties. Click on fill properties. I want a stipple, something easy. Click on the stipple. I'm going to go to blue. Click OK. Go to the bucket. Click inside the circle. And you've got your stipple. Now I want to go next. I want to leave the first one here. I want to go to the second one with the arrow right here. I want this bigger. Let's go to 4. Click OK. That looks pretty good to me. I don't want it real tight. I want it fairly loose. Click set. OK. And now I have my stipple. Now the next thing we want to do is I want to put like a little border around it, a little edging, because we have a little dotted line there. So I want to cover that part up. So I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go add. IQ Designer, and I'm going to pull up let's pull up our regular circle so that we saved. All right, let's pull that up. Okay. Now I'm going to go right back into shapes again. I'm going to go to the circle, number 11. Okay. Now I want a smaller circle, so I'm going to go to size. And let's pull down a smaller circle. Let's see, 520. Let's keep it about 520. Let's go OK. Let's go into line properties. I want that to be, actually I want both of these to be a single stitch. Let's change the color of this. Let's change this one to purple. Go to the bucket, change it to purple. Now I'm going to go to the bucket again. Straight stitch, I'm going to change this color to a green. Go to the bucket and change the other circle to a green. So I've got a green and a purple. I want both of those to stitch out because we're going to put a border on this. Now, let's go ahead and save this to the machine. We'll go next. Then I'm going to change that 5 clicks. Click OK. Set OK. Alright, so now I have my tack down for my border fabric. So I have my placement line, I have my fancy fill, I have a tack down so that I can put my border fabric. And what we will do is once we put this border fabric down and it stitches it down, you will cut the inside circle out so that you can see what's underneath it, which is our design right here. Okay, so now what I need to do is decide what I want for the little border here. And I think I'm going to do the candle wicking for the border. So I am going to go add IQ, go to the pocket, pick up this border here, go OK. Now for the candle wicking, I just need this purple line. So I'm going to go up to line properties. I'm going to go no sew. I'm going to click on the green one. Oh, do the bucket. Click on no sew. That turns it gray. But I do want it to stitch the purple. So let's go to line properties again. Let's go to candle wicking. And let's go to the gold. Okay. The bucket's there. I'm going to click on the gold. This to turn it gold. That's going to give us candle wicking. I'm going to go next. And I want my candle wicking to be bigger. I usually go to 3, but this is smaller, so I'm going to stay with a 3. I'll go OK. And on the spacing, I usually go to 0. All right, there's our candle wicking. Let's go set. Okay. And now we have the candle wicking. So even if my line did show up, you know, that's on the pattern here, the candle wicking would cover that up. So we have the candle wicking. Now what I want to do is pick up this red line so that we can do our backing. I am doing an envelope backing, so I just need an outline, the placement stitch line. So let's go add IQ, go to the pocket, and pick up the red line, go OK. Now I'm going to go over here and I am going to change that line to pink. Okay. Go to the bucket. Change it to the pink. Go next. Change it to 100. Okay. Set. Okay. And there we have our tack down for our backing. And that is our placement on everything. We have our placement line. We have our fancy fill. Then next we're going to do our border fabric. Then we're going to do our candle wicking around the edge of the border. And then we're going to do our tack down for our background. All right, I have everything here. So the next thing I want to do before I push embroider is do memory. Memory, save it to the machine, do your embroidery, and go ahead and save it again. Because one of them saves it in your IQ Designer pocket, and when you do embroidery and save it, it will save it as an embroidery. So you have to save it in 2 different places. All right, everyone, there's our embroidery. What I will do is stitch this out, and I will show you what it looks like when I'm finished here. Now this is our sew out after the stipple stitch has been put on. And the next thing I am going to do is put on my border fabric. I have stitched out the stitching for my border fabric. I have 2 lines of stitching here. And the next thing I will do is take my little pinking shears, not pinking shears, but little scissors here. And I will trim out the inside fabric here to expose what's behind it. And then after that, we will do our candle wicking. I have trimmed away the inside fabric. You can see here's the outside line. Here's my little border. The candle wicking will go right on top of this line here. And here is our pattern for the coaster. Now you have a little circle here that you cut out. See, this was here and we cut it out. Save these little scraps. You can use them for other projects. Now this has finished our candle wicking. Now for the candle wicking, they were pretty yellow. I wanted it nice and cheery with the daisies. I used thread from a dime collection. This one right here that says fall. A fall collection. There's 10 colors. Really beautiful fall colors. And I got this from Gloria Horn Studios. And she, if you haven't visited her website, I think her website, she changed it to gloriahorn.com. But anyway, check her website out. I get all my fabrics and threads and different things like that from her website. Now the next thing we're going to do is put our backing on. So what you will want to do is get a piece of fabric. I used, I think it's 8 by 10 that I used. And you will place this on the back here. You'll line it up with your lines right here. Let me get in here. Right here with your hoop here. You'll lay one piece down. And then you'll take the other piece, folded sides to the center. Make sure that you are past your line here. And then I will use some medical tape or Kimberbell tape. And I will tape this down over here, and one in the center there. And then I will go ahead and I will stitch around the circle for the closing of this. And I'll come back and show you what it looks like when I get it all ironed. There is our finished coaster. Here's the back of it with our envelope backing. I have used steam to close that. I think it turned out really cute. And I didn't have to do any hand sewing or binding or anything, and it still looks like it has a little binding around the edge there. So I'm very pleased with this. So I hope you give it a try. Thanks a lot, and bye for now.